Hello, good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. My name is Ima, and it's good to be here. Cheers to the weekend. Yes, cheers to the weekend. Welcome to today's broadcast. If you're just joining in, welcome to also please like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. If you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please take out time to do so today and also swipe on the notification bell right on your screen. Also turn on your notification bell, please. Welcome to today's broadcast. How are you doing? I'd like to know how you're doing. To everyone on the comment section, hello. Osagbovo, how are you doing today? And how is your city? I hope all is well. Please do not forget to reach out or do well to reach out to us on our social media handles out there. Should you have a story, should you have something you would like to report or bring to the view or notice of the good people of Nigeria? All right, thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my Nigeria Watch family. Welcome to our newspaper review. Efeseke, one of Madrid. Beautiful morning to you. How are you doing? And of course, Mr. Israel Asemota. Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for being on here today. Good morning to yes to those that are sharing the same time zone with me. So for the likes of Mr. Machiavelli, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to greet you. Please let us know how to greet you. All right, each and every one of you on here, thank you for joining us. I hope that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. Please take out time to do so. And sure, see to it, check. If you haven't, if you don't know, if you are not sure, please check and see to it that you've done so. And thank you very much for taking out time to do that. Ja Chooks, oh yeah, Ja has been added. Mr. Chooks, how are you today? Thank you for being on here. Of course, my lovely, beautiful sister. Even if I don't call her name, she already knows who I'm referring to. But yeah, Naomi Bella, how you doing? Beautiful morning to you. Thank you for being on here. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you, Naomi Bella? Felix Uzoma, fine boy. How are you? Oh, we have a first timer in the house. Yay! Welcome, Felix Uzoma. Thank you very much for being on here. Please take out time to like our broadcast, take out time to subscribe to Niger Watch and also turn on your notification bell. You don't want to miss out on any of our broadcasts. Thank you very much. Sam Sky, hello to you too. How you doing? Welcome to today's broadcast. And of course, Mommy Diaspora. Beautiful morning, mother of all. I will allow Mr. Machiavelli give a special shout out to Mommy Diaspora this morning. Mr. Machiavelli, how are you doing today? Thank you for coming on here and welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you very much, my sister. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. And thank you so much for having me on your show today. My special shout out to Mommy Diaspora. It's a mother of all. Thank you for being there for us as a heroine, like they always say. These are women there for their fellow men, which she has always been. So I've always say a kudos to her and thank you for being there for us. Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Machiavelli, that shout out is for you, Mommy Diaspora. You are very special to us. We love you. We appreciate you. We see all that you do, and we say thank you very much, Mama, and well done. All right, so each and every one of you just joining us. Yay! Welcome to, I was going to say freaking weekend, but let's just leave it at welcome to the weekend. Welcome, and thank you for being here. Please take out time in the course of this broadcast to like. Take out time also to comment. Come on into the comment section. Your voice can also be heard. Yes, your voice can also be heard. So drop your comments and it will be seen. To my amazing panelists, thank you very much for being on here and good morning. We've got quite a lot of things to talk about today, so we just might have to dive right in to the discussion of the day. But to you, Felix Uzoma, I welcome you once again. Thank you for being here. Omoro Dion Kingsley, oh, Bosse Adebayo, thank you for being here and welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. To my amazing panelists, thank you for being here. We'll just jump right in and we'll take submissions in a minute. So, okay, before we go to the topic, to the papers, we have a breaking news this morning that Asuu has called off the strike. So, yay, kudos to them. While we are rejoicing about that, the students are complaining and saying, how are they going to get to their school? There's flood everywhere. Why is it now that they are calling off the strike? They were begging them to call off the strike since they didn't. So now, how are they going to? Which school are they going to? With everywhere that is flooded. And while some are divided and saying people are calling off the strike now, after we've done everything possible to get our, to get our PVC and see that we are, we are going to vote. Now you want to send us back to school, knowing that some might not be able to afford it, going back home just to vote. Yeah, and students are saying they should just leave that strike there, or everybody should just relax till January, or no, they should just relax till after the elections, and hopefully the flooding would have, something would have been done about it. Yes, so at this point we don't even know. Are you people happy, or are you not happy? Then they're asking us, so what's, you need to let us know what you got out of the strike, and not just come out to say that we've called off the strike. We need to know, what is it, a personal paycheck, or they've done the needful, and you need to show us papers. The students are saying no, we are all in this together. I don't think that you are going to have a closed door section with these people and come outside and say that's not 8 months of our life, has just gone just like that, because you people decided without talking to us about it first. And now you just want to resume like that. Say, no, this time around, it is not going to happen. We have to be sure of the things that, of the agreement that has been entered. Okay, all right. Let's take reactions on that. And also, let's move on to the newspaper review. Our first paper for today is the Punch. And on the Punch, we have Nnamdi Kanu jubilation in Southeast. Federal government may appeal judgments. Court says IPOB leader's abduction is unlawful. Slams executive for, slams executive for, slams executive for recklessness. Okay. Ohaneze Sowore, Southeast leaders, Southeast elder statesmen, Kanu's followers hail judgments. We will present judgment copy to DSS for Kanu to go home, says Ozekume. All right, and just above the nameplate, we have World Bank, IMF to assess Nigeria's debt sustainability. PDP was aggrieved party members. BOT delays reports. PDP strike. Parents, students hopeful as Asuu leaders meet. Sanwo-Olu gets federal government approval for $2.5 billion Badagry Seaport. MTN to provide 365,000 smartphones through financing scheme. Cholera kills 231. NCDC warns against poor hygiene. 126 stranded Nigerians returned from Libya. And that's the picture story on there. Lagos probes nurses for filming ex-Big Brother Nigeria stars' last moments. Ogunman kills wife over school fees, burns corpse with iron. Osinachi thought our abusive husband would change, and that's from a neighbor. Now let's take the stories. I'll start with the Osinachi thinking that our husband would change. I was just going to share my thought on that. Is it possible? Is it, somebody who beats a man beater or a woman beater? Is it possible? Should one stay being hopeful that their partner is going to change? People that, I don't know, but you could, reach out to me anonymously. You could reach out to me anonymously. I believe the panelist that unmuted his mic has something to say.
Hello, good morning to everyone.
Mr. Chooks?
Messima.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Should I say something about it or not?
Okay, go ahead if you want to.
No, if you have not finished, we can wait. Let me wait.
Okay, let me ask the question. I was going to ask a question. So I would like for somebody to reach out to me because I want for us to talk about this. Do they change? The man, the woman, do they change? Is it prayer? Is it counseling? Is it reporting to the highest authority in the man's life? What is that thing that we for women or for men to believe or stay in abusive, especially physical abuse? They are still there. Probably they've heard stories or testimonies, right? Of how this other person's partner changed, so they are hopeful that how we say my case is not different, or my case will be different, something like that. Is that it, or where do people get this notion from, that a grown person beating another grown person would change? I don't know. Okay, we'll take that reaction. Okay, but Anais, you want to say something on this particular issue?
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, go ahead then.
Yeah, for me, the only thing that can change a man's heart is the fear of God. It's the fear of God.
Okay,
It's
so
only the word of God that can change the heart of a man. If
Okay,
a
so
man
how,
is wicked,
how do we get to that point where the word of God changes the man's heart? Because we are talking about a Christian here. I mean, this lady in particular, I'm sure she has been praying for the man to change. So, what brings about that change?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say now. That the moment that man give him life to Christ and he now become now a born again Christian, that is the only way he will not have, after reading a lot of Bible that have taught him how to treat a woman with the fear of God. You understand? When you now understand that beating a woman is a sin before God, that's the only way he will retreat. If he's not a believer, there is no way he's going to change. Nothing will change that man, because he's the devil. That devil take the heart of that man. So there's nothing that can change the heart of that man. You understand? He's
Okay,
going to be
so
very wicked.
so until the man changes, so what does the woman or the man in this case, the partner should do? What, still stay there and hoping that the man would,
If
get
the
acquainted
man,
with the word of God?
if the man does not accept Christ and become a born again Christian, if that woman did not see that the man changed and give him life to Christ, that woman need to find a way to leave that marriage, because
Correct.
nothing will change the heart of that man. That man can still, that kind of man, if he's still almost as a mother, he can still lay his hand on his own mother, his own parents. So is the heart of man is very wicked. You understand? So the only thing that can change it is the word of God, is the fear of God. Finish.
All right,
That's just
thank
the
you very
truth.
much. All right, thank you very much for that submission, Brother Nice. This comment from Mr. Kennedy says, human beings don't change but can adjust to situations. All right, let's see what other
Can I say
comments.
something?
Sorry?
I just wanted to say something regarding to that, from Osinachi, and then if the men, is it going to change, or are we going to say by the grace of God? You see, one thing I have to put in this context: we as a people, as Africans, has always believed this kind of statement: God will help, God will help. But I keep telling you, not until you understand that before God help you, you help yourself. Now, every of us that is talking right here, 98% of us are living outside the country. I gave you an example of what is called law. These are rules of action that is established by an authority. An example is a state or a country or any society you live in. Wherever you live in abroad, have you ever heard that a man will hit his wife and go scot free? The law must take its place, and you must make sure that the establishment or the system makes it effective. Because what we are seeing in Nigeria is because this one, how can you have the case of Baba Idisha and they are playing it white ups and down? There below, there's a law there. If you do something like that, you go in for it. You are not expected to put your hands on other persons or infringe anything on them, like wound or anything. It's a criminal offense, and you should be dealt with. All this kind of God will help him if he takes the grace of God. This is a human being who understand that when you do something, you have to. There's a consequence for that. And I don't believe that we should put God first. No, there is a law and you must obey the law. Do not do something to others what you don't expect others to do to you. So when you beat a woman in every countries you live in the world, there is consequence. That is just a fact. We should keep removing this. Oh, God will help us. God will help us. That is utter nonsense. There is a law there. God exists. Stop putting God in the place of when somebody is doing something. If I go and hit somebody and say, oh, God will change me. Change where? Did God tell me to go and do that or tell the person to go and do that? Whether you're a Christian or not, there's a law that is guiding this thing. You must not impose your hand in other person. That is, you are infringing on their rights. So we should stop all this kind of God, if God change him, if he become a Christian or become a Muslim or whatever it is. It does not work. There must have to be an effective law that works in the land and everybody should be subject under it. No matter how whether you are a president or not, you hit your wife, you go in for it. Or your wife hit you, you go in for it. It's simple. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Mr. Vancavelli, can I ask you a question? With all those things that you are saying now, even in the Western world, where the law protects women, there is still not domestic violence in the Western world. When you go to a court here, in tribunal everywhere, in Europe here, the most cases in tribunal is domestic violence upon all the law that protect them. It's only God that can strike the masses. Forget that one that you are saying.
Let me answer your question. Thank you, Ms. Ima, for giving it, because this thing, I think this calls for a debate. Maybe we can have a chat about it. I think that's when we can enlighten a lot of people, because we all need to be enlightened.
Yeah, that's right. I only wanted us to just touch on it briefly since it's already here on the news. So please, let's move on from this, because this is not even our main topic for today. We have quite a couple of issues to pick on here.
So you don't like me rich like this? That's all you do.
Mr. Kennedy, we are going to... Mr. Kennedy, how are you doing?
Thank you, madam. I'm not even the one talking. I can see them going back and forth. I just listening to them. But I'm not. It's I think Mr. C is the one that was talking.
Mr. Chooks.
Yeah.
Good morning to you. Mr. Jack Chooks, right?
Yeah.
I like the new name. I'm sorry. Apologies, Mr. Chooks. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah,
okay,
I just wanna take some seconds to address this. It's just like Mr. Machiavelli the Don have just said. Nice is too nice, oh. That you are too nice go keep people. Oh. You go keep people. Oh. The fact is this, right? Like Brother Nice rightly says, if you go to court today, a lot of that is happening in Europe, America, and the Western world, right? We human beings, I'm going to use this language, right? We are semi-animals, okay? So, you see, the first rule of law that came to this world is religion. Religion is nothing but a tool to control man, okay? In a certain way, that's in a they put it in a godly way to control you and I, so that we know that when you pinch somebody, pinch yourself, it hurts you, don't pinch another person. So when the rule of law comes in, right? The rule of law does it that if you do this, you take certain punishment, okay? And that is why in Europe here, you don't, there are some people that are monsters. They can go out and kill, but because they know the penalty, one of the penalty is, if, for example, now, if you're a lawyer, right, you beat anybody, it doesn't matter whether woman or child or this, because I heard when you say an adult beating an adult. No. Human being hitting human being is what we're talking here. It doesn't matter if it's a child or adult or whatever. If a lawyer, for instance, or a doctor, for instance, commits such an offense and is tried and is convicted, he will never do any meaningful job again. You get that? So that fear in them makes them not to commit such crime. So it comes down to some certain level of people committing this crime or trying to commit. Not that they don't hold them accountable, but he reduces this because you know how big men, rich people, they don't care, you know. So, but where we're living today, if you commit such crime, right, what they do is once you are convicted, they make it certain, put your name on national record. When you're seeking for certain jobs, right, you cannot get them. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chooks. So I will go on to continue with the other stories, so we catch reaction as well. There's in Ogun State, a man killed his wife over school fees. The woman demanded for school fees for the child, and that led to some heated arguments and resulted to some beating. The man slammed her head onto the wall. He beat her till she passed out. That's the story. It beat her till now. This is another story I'm talking about. This is another case of domestic violence that has led to the death of a woman. And after doing this, he burned her with iron. Now that's but when the police came in, the man, told the police that she was electrocuted, right? That's the story that the man gave to the police. But the 8-year-old child, 8, was the one that gave a recount of what happened, how the father beat the mother, how he slammed her, he hit her head, he beat her till she passed out, and then he went on to use the iron to put on her body. But she didn't understand the motive, but the police were able to join it because the man said that she died from electrocution, but the girl said no, that it was after beating the mom till when the mom died that the father now used the iron on her, but not understanding the motive. Now, this is another pathetic case. The man has been arrested, and hopefully justice will prevail on this one. Move on to Lagos probe. There's a viral video that surfaced yesterday. This video showed some staff, nurses or hospital attendants. There was like a lifeless or almost lifeless body of the ex Big Brother Niger star Vico Savi. Yes, Vico Savi. And that has called for questioning. And well, it's good to know that the Lagos State has taken it upon themselves to sanction and probe the hospital or the nurses for carrying out such act. And people have come out to say the time that they would have used to rescue this young, promising man, they used it to video to make a record of him, like saying some cynic things in the. It's actually sad. It's sad that was happening. You're in a place to help, and you had the time. Someone is dying. Someone was brought in, almost gone, and you had the time to record the person in such state. It was just there. It's really sad that we'll take advantage of someone in their most vulnerable states. Well, that happened. And yes, talking about another sad story. Well, to me, it might come off sad, but if you zoom in and look at some of the faces of these people, these Libya returnees, there's a lady I'm looking at right now. She has this huge smile on her face. This is more than a smile. This is joy. This is joy on her face. Well, they always come back. Some are joyful, some are, I don't know, but there's this tears that looks like so much sorrow. And some come, they're disembarking from the aircraft, and they have this, thank God I'm home, this sign of relief, and that's it. And yes, to the people of IPOB, victory to the people of IPOB, as Nnamdi Kanu has been, well, the story came up as discharged and acquitted, but federal government has come out to say he has only been discharged but not acquitted, and there are chances that the federal government may appeal judgments. Malami has come out to say that they are only saying the extradition process, was not legal, and they shouldn't have gone about it that way. But there are still that he still has pending cases in courts against the Federal Republic. So they will be picking him up on that as well. I hope the man gets home, stretches his leg, probably have a warm bath before they come to pick him up again on the case of the other cases that he has pending with the federal government. And now cholera killing children especially not living adults, but more of children. This report has 231, and a large number of this number represents children dying from cholera. Cholera basically has to do with the water, more prone has to do with the water. And they are calling out to say, please take care of your hygiene. And I don't know, there are people who still drink water from the rivers. There are people who still from the river. There are people who still drink, people at this point they just want to drink water. At this point, it doesn't matter the color of the water, it doesn't matter the smell, the stench, it doesn't matter the source, they just want to drink water. So when you go to places like that, what are you going to say to them? Yes, there are still places like that where they drink water just from streams and unhealthy sources or fountains. Even the so-called pure water that a large majority of Nigerians take are also not as healthy as they should be. So should the government not have a way of, I don't know, please don't say I'm calling out the government again, but should they not have a way of, making sure that if at all we are going to be sticking to pure water as our major, right? Major, so a large extent source of water, of clean water, they should see to it that it is truly clean and safe, truly clean. You go to the hospital, they tell you, before you drink your water, boil it first. How many people have time for that process? Or how many, most people are on postpaid, or most people are on prepaid. How many people have time to be boiling all this water? The cost on people, but they don't know the damage that it is doing to them. And NCDC, as they are coming out, they are warning, they are appealing to Nigeria to please, take care of your hygiene, be very, very sensitive. Okay, that's as much as we have on the Punch. We'll be moving to another paper. Let's see, I think we have Daily Sun coming up next. All right, on Daily Sun, we have still cholera death toll rises to 233, says NCDC. Appeal court discharges acquits Nnamdi Kanu, says extradition. Detention unlawful. IPOB jubilates, says it will mark end of seats at home. Okay, and just by the nameplate, obedience movement like NSAS, driven by desire for better Nigeria, and that's by Cardinal Okoji. 2023 election, big deal. Yes, 2023 election is a big deal. 3 dead residents displaced as flood overruns Bayelsa community. CP orders full investigation into 65-year-old man locked up for 20 years in Kaduna. Government moves to revitalize Southeast economy to collect helicopter landing charges in rivers. Autumn dares federal government to buy AK-47 for Benue vigilante security outlets. And here we have the picture story on there has to do with, we have the IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu with his lawyers at the court premises in Abuja yesterday after the verdict. Of course, all smiles, all smiles. There are videos of people in different places from Enugu to Anambra, even Imo State. People are jubilating. They are happy about this. I think some are happy that probably the violence that is that is said to be caused by IPOB would reduce or would diminish since their cause, there's victory over the cause, or their voice has been heard, and that the sit at home, as they've said, they will mark an end to sit at home. So let's see how that goes. Kudos to them. Kudos to them. Let's see what story here that we have to take. Yeah, well, yesterday we're talking about 33 communities that has been savaged by flood, and today we are talking about Bayelsa. Oh, well, let's see what state we'll be talking about tomorrow. I hope that our government are up and running. It seems, Boris said something that at the end of 6 months, which we are counting, there are some promises he made, and it looks like he's going to do well by those promises. Let's see how that goes. And now there was a man yesterday, the story broke out yesterday of a 65-year-old man that has been locked up for 20 years in an apartment in Kaduna. And they are searching for, to have more findings, who locked the man, what reason, on what grounds, and, all of the story. But for 20 years being locked up, A story has it that the environmental officers were out and about. We're out and about when they, but the story doesn't really add up. Environmental officers, they're out and about, checking out shops, and then they went to this building, this apartment, and trying to get their way in. And the first, I mean, environmental officer, you come to my apartment, there is nobody there, the door is locked, or you're knocking and nobody's responding. The ideal thing to do would be to leave and not to break somebody's door. Well, let's hope that the man called out, or screamed for help or called for help, and they ran to the man's rescue. Okay, now that would make sense. But saying that you were out on environmental discharge and you went to some apartment, you knocked and forced it open, because that's what the story says. Forced the door open, they saw the man lying on the floor, and they called the police. And the man was the one that said his name and said he has been locked in for 20 years. Now they're looking for obviously he's been fed by somebody, and let's see if something is going to come out. And I hope this is not the beginning of some very dark expose that we are about to encounter in Nigeria. And Otam has dared the federal government to say that, Otam has given the federal government 1 month to accept or to do right by the people, to license, to give them license for them to carry firearms. He said if he doesn't do that, that they will go on ahead to carry the firearms with or without the approval by the presidency. That's very daring and brazen. But then again, it's not just a function of AK-47, because we know these bandits have much more than AK-47. Will AK-47 be enough? Would that do? We'll move on to our last paper for today. Banditry, Kaduna safer after military bombardments, and that's by El Rufai. He goes on to say, military doing what we have been yearning for, says Amin Amoteku, other local security outfits, not the solution. Otam gives federal government 1 month deadline to approve AK-47 license. FG Malls return to all charges as appeal court discharges Kanu. Beavers will be game changer in 2023 elections, and that's by Jega. Dangote's 650,000 barrel per day refinery, 97% completed, says NMDPRA. Infant mortality rate high in Oyo, Ogun, Ekiti, NBS and UNICEF. Buhari approves 12,000 metric tons of grains for flood victims. Police rescue 67-year-old man locked up for 20 years in Kaduna. All right, so El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, has come out to, make claims that Kaduna is safer after military bombardment. And he's saying that, military is doing what we have been yearning for. So the problem has been the military not having the intelligence, on how to go about this. Truly, I hope the military can come out and, say, oh, yes, the fault has been us. We accept this and we apologize. Or they come out and say what it is that has been holding them and keeping them, away from this. He has said that if they had done this earlier, like years ago, that we wouldn't have been here right now. That sadly they are just doing this now. And he is come out to say that, the likes of Amoteku and other local security outfits is not the solution, and that also will not be a good idea. And this raises the question: Are they truly combating this thing, or they're just giving us all of these reports so that the likes of wanting to harm this other set of people would not be there? Because it seems like everybody is sitting up. At this point, we are asking what is happening. When something like this happens, it's supposed to be for good, right? We are supposed to accept it in good faith, but I don't know, knowing our leaders, we are saying, what's your agenda truly? APC, are you trying to redeem your name and your face, because the election is around the corner, so the party and everything that's, that will brand the party as a good one, or for them, when you say you want to, like the likes of the APC presidential candidate that says he will not distance himself from Buhari's administration. So, What are you not distancing yourself from? What really is happening? That's the question that people are asking. Now, thank you, Beatrice, joining us. Thank you for being here, and welcome. And welcome to our newspaper review on Niger Watch. Please do well to like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Yes, thank you. And even better, for those watching the replay of our newspaper, there's an added feature for you just beneath the video. It's called Super Thanks. Take out time to support us by clicking on the Super Thanks just down. Yes, please take out time. Take out time to click on the super text. There's an option there for you watching the replay. Please take out time to support us. It costs a lot to run this broadcast. I'm guessing you know by us saying it, or if you have your own thing, but you know it costs a lot to run this broadcast. So please take out time to support us by clicking on the super text. And for you watching here right now, please take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you and welcome once again to the broadcast. All right, Mr. Machiavelli, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, my lovely sister. I wanted to yield the floor to most of new people that are just coming to the panel, but it looks like Mr. Emmanuel Sunday has just left the place. But I'll quickly want to put this submission here. I want to talk about the Nnamdi Kanu's case and some other ones that I really need to torch. First of all, I believe it's a welcome development from the court, the appeal court, for making sure that the law is equal to everyone in the country. Like I've always said, first of all, the first thing that happened, we knew under international law, you need to respect what is called the extradition right. We need to make sure we respect it. The way he was adopted, I don't think it was the right, appropriate way by the federal government. They should have made sure that there's due process before this kind of extraditions can just go on. So I think yesterday, the appeal court actually shows that that was a mistake from the federal government, and they should have made the appropriate, make it an appropriate way for an extradition to take place. So that breaks the international law. So I think that judgment has been done. And a welcome development in the sense that at this time of the political process right now in Nigeria, there's a high tension that we need to calm it down. I earlier came one time when we're discussing about Nnamdi Kanu. I believe that everybody has right to agitate, but we need to listen to each other. Like I've always said here, we can talk and here and there, but we need to listen to each other. What's the agitation? Why is he agitating? What is the problem? Is there anything wrong in the system? We need to listen to ourselves. And this also calls for a national dialogue. We need to have a national dialogue to actually heal our wounds. And also, I would urge the federal government not to go on to appeal the process. We should just try and make sure that we have a national dialogue to seek our brothers and sisters who are also not happy with the way the system is run, so that we can all come together and fix the nation together. So if they are appealing it, it means that we have to have a long way to go, because they are trying to, say, well, we can take out that one. It was not lawful that we had the extradition was done this way, yada, 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 yada. But I also urge the federal government not to go to, appeal this case, to make sure that we can have everybody to sit down at the table. We'll talk to each other. What is the problem? So that we know how to move forward as a nation. That is my suggestion, because I know right from day one that the adoption on how he was being taken back to Nigeria, that was a violation under the international law. Because if you are extraditing anyone, you have to go, you have to take up, make sure that due process are taking place between the nations who have, this case is concerned. And in the case of Kenya and Nigeria, there should be an extradition process that should have taken place there, which they didn't properly address. I think that was what gave Nnamdi Kanu the upper hand. Well, I thank the judiciary for carrying that, on making sure that the law takes its place, and also to make sure to ensure that to urge the federal government to please have a rethink let us have a national dialogue. This is not the time to hide the tension. We want to create peace and unity among ourselves and to make sure that our country, those who are suffering in this kind of retribution or whatsoever, or agitation, they should have, what to say. Let us listen to them. Let us listen to each and every one. I myself, I am not happy with the system, but doesn't mean I need to understand. I need to say what I need to say. I need to talk to my brothers and sisters. We all need to sit down and have a peaceful dialogue. That is all I want to say. And for the autumn one, tell the federal government to say, let them make, everyone takes, to carry what they call AK-47 what did he say? But one thing we must understand: these are people who are in higher authority. He's an executive arm of government. You need to understand that we are in a democratic state. You cannot just dare or start implementing laws like that. These are laws that are supposed to be going through the National Assembly because the system is not wrong. This is why me and you are calling for a change in a way where we can have a process done as stated by the Constitution. Because if we now say the people in Benue State to start carrying AK-47, then we are going to put another fire. Some people in Edo, some people in Ondo, the other Ondo is already gearing for its own. So you see that we have a lot to do as a people. We cannot just wake up one day and say, let us just go and make laws. These are laws that are supposed to be channeled by the National Assembly to put in and say, what do we need to do? How do we tackle this thing? There should be a bill that is supposed to go into the House so that they can debate on it and give us in return. And also for the one of Asuu. I praise Asuu for, getting to the Nigerian, to the demand of the Nigerian people to say, let us demand a lot from the government. Let them tell us what they need to do with us, and then send back our children back to school. I am not happy because of the way the students are being treated. I just think that the federal government needs to come clean now. They need to make us to understand, well, if you want this one, we are going to be giving you this, but we don't want this. But you also have to ask the federal government. Now you've made peace with us, so you're trying to bring everybody back to school now. What were the things discussed there? That's number one. What is the agreement? Asuu need to come and tell the students and tell the Nigerian public, because we were all in their side. And the federal government has to clarify Nigerians what they have told Asuu. Asuu need to clarify Nigerians what they have told the federal government. And Conwa, where is Conwa going to be? Because we now have Conwa now, who is going to also bring another kind of problems. So is the federal government trying to say, oh, well, we are going to just accept what Conwa said? Asuu will pay you your money, you go, Conwa will continue. We really need to know, because our country now, people are now so wise. We need to be educated on what these people are doing, so that we know if the federal government is at fault, when there is a strike, we just say, oh yeah, go back to them again. We need to negotiate. And if it is Conwa you are going to put your trust in, you need to tell the Nigerian public, you need to be coming out with a statement and say, we are going back to school. We have had peace. This is how we outline it. In 2050, this is what the agreement says. In 2052, we're going to, go in another round of meetings. So all these are things that the Nigerian wants to know. It's not going back to school. And how is the curriculum going to be set again? Because 8 months, we need to know what they need to do, what they're going to do. And we have elections coming in. Are you trying to use this as a political process? So a lot of things need to be asked. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Machiavelli. Thank you so very much. And thank you to the progressives. And G, thank you for your donations. Thank you. God bless you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please take out time to support us by clicking on the $ to the right. Please take out time to support, please. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Chooks. All right, Mr. Chooks, looks like I'll be coming back to you in a minute. So I'll move on to Brother Nice. All right, Mr. Kennedy.
Yes, thank you very much, and good evening from here, and good evening to the panelists and everybody watching all over the world. I say my greetings to you. Let me talk about the military bombardment in Kaduna. Is it Kaduna or Kaduna State? Uh, the governor of the state is praising the military bombardment, and he has said that this is what we have been yearning for. I think the governor of Kaduna State is at it again. It's just another gimmick. Uh, he is the one that will always go to Buhari to tell Buhari what is going on, as if Buhari is not the president. And now he's saying he has been yearning for military bombardment. I think he just wants to counter what Orton is trying to do. He said the way to go is the military bombardment and not Amotekun and other institutions that are trying to fight the crime in their own domain. So this is preposterous. It is strange. It's in fact it's incomprehensible for a governor to say that we have been waiting for military bombardment. They've been in power for about 7.5 years, yet now he's saying we have been yearning for military bombardment. It's quite funny. But anyway, that is El Rufai. We all know him. We know his gravitas. We know how he behaves and so on. So let me talk a little bit about the issue that was on ground before I came in. That is Osinachi's husband. Maybe somebody or some people are saying that the husband will probably change. Yes, any human being can adjust, but it's very difficult to change. Any human being can adjust. The laws of the country can make you change, and counseling can make somebody to make adjustment. You see, I've always said here, the situation in the country militates to a lot of issues. So what are the problems? Why was this man beating his? I'm not supporting a woman beater or a man beater, whatever. I'm not supporting it. But you see, that is why you see this developed world that my brother is saying it's about religion. You have to give your life to Christ. The people that said we should give our life to Christ, they have all these institutions in place. They have counseling homes, they have rehabilitation, they have hospital, they have everything that will take care of such problems. Yet we are here talking about you have to give your life to Jesus. What about countries that are not they don't have Christians in their country? What of Asia? A lot of Asia countries don't believe in Christianity. They believe in Buddhism, they believe in Shintoism, they believe in Hinduism and all that. So they don't believe in Jesus Christ. Yet they are countries, they are more tolerant, they are even more developed. Come to Asia and see what is going on. So I don't think it's about you have to be a born again before religion. Were people not adjusting before religion? Before the Christ came and before religion came, the people were adjusting. And even there were no thieves at that time. There were no people beating people up. There were no criminality at that time. But now we always dwell on this religion when the laws are there to take care of these issues. Even these countries where we have the laws taking care of a lot of issues, they still have a lot of institutions in place to take. Law cannot take care of everything actually. That is why you have the counseling, you have the rehabilitation, you have people talking to people. So it's not about religion. There are a lot of things our government is failing to do. All these things have to be in place. Like the man that killed his wife. The man that killed his wife because there was no school fees. Let us go deeply and find out the status of this kind of person. In fact, for me, I'm always very happy when my wife is out telling me this is what we are going to do for this child. I want the child to know, yes, I'm the father, I'm doing it because the resources are there to do it. When in a situation where you have so many children, a man has about 12 or 15 children, that apprehension will be there. The government is controlling nothing. The government, they don't control childbirth. They don't control the immunization. There's nothing, virtually going on in the country. How do you think these people will not be angry? I'm not supporting a man killing his. Why should a man kill his wife because of school fees? You think if the man is having about 1 million in the account, the man will kill the wife because of school fees of I think about 8 years. Was it 8 years old child or something? So it's not possible. So the fact the government has to step up its game. They are making budgetary of 20 point something. All these things are not even there. All these rehabilitation centers, all these rehabilitations are not counseling, are not there. All these things are not there. They just put all this big money for they are traveling abroad and they want to take care of themselves and all that. Well, they don't take care of the ordinary citizens. Look at even our mothers. Let me deviate a little bit. Look at our mothers and brothers and sisters out there some are driving keke nape, some are driving okada, and these people, they are meant to pay, like they are meant to pay their dues every day, and nothing is accrued to them. They don't go to the hospital for free. They don't have pension, and yet they will pay more than the civil servants. Every day they pay. Any tuk-tuk driver or any bus driver is meant to pay about 200 or 300 or 1,000 every day. That's even close to 30,000 a month. It's even paying more taxes than our civil servant. And yet, when they get old, there is no pension, there's nothing for them. And you expect these people not to be apprehensive? There's a lot to do in the country. Let me stop here because this is just a newspaper review. Let me give other people time to take care of other issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. You forgot to mention even the very obvious ones. The roads that these people are using to work are very deplorable, very
Yeah,
bad.
very, very bad. And their vehicles get spoiled every now and again. And you go to Nigeria and see what is happening. The government does virtually nothing for these people. You look at their faces, you pity for them. They work hard, they pay, they from Upper Sakumba to Ring Road, they pay from Ring Road to any, they pay money, yet they have no insurance, they have no pension, they have nothing. Ah, God, it's not easy. Oh. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you so very much. Brother Nice, are you back? All right, move on to Mr. Collins. Hi,
Yes,
Mr.
I'm here.
Collins. Hi. Oh,
I'm
okay.
here.
All right, guys, let's have your submission.
On which one? Because I don't know the one we have
Anyone,
to
we
start.
could, we could start with El saying that there is no need for the likes of Amotekun and the Benue State Corps, that the military are doing a wonderful job recently, that they've been doing a wonderful job. We could take any of those, or the man that killed his wife out of frustration. I would like to say.
Yeah, yeah, like the man that killed his wife is yeah, it's out of the like what Mr. Kennedy said is I just align with what Mr. Kennedy said. Is the difficulties in the land. You know, when people are suffering, you have no means of surviving. It causes a lot of violence. Yeah, those kind of things can cause a lot of domestic violence as well. You know, when a man went out to look for a way to survive, to make sure he's fit for his family, and at the end of the day, he has no hope, nowhere nowhere to have any means to survive. You know, when he's back home and a wife start nagging as well, so that one can lead to violence as well. So, you know, so those are the things the government need to put in place. If that man have maybe if a month, when a month ending is expecting something like 5,000 or maybe 40,000 in his account, when government will give to him a month to survive, I don't think such man can even lay his hand on his wife to say, okay, he want to beat his wife because of asking for school fees for for his daughter or his children. So that is part of it. It's part of the stress in the country, the suffering in the country. They are causing a lot of violence, you know. So that's for that. And this Erufai said the military is doing what it's supposed to do. That Moteku, they don't need any security outfit like Moteku and all that. Where were those military before they start setting? It is not because of the absence of the security force that makes all those governors to start setting up all those security outfits in their state. Yeah, it's because of their absence. You know, when they were kidnapping in different states, no police to handle the issue, no military to handle the issue. That's where all states now started setting up their security force, yeah, to tackle that insecurity in their states. Now Erufai is now coming out. This same Erufai this man is speaking from both mouths. You understand? Today he will said yes. Tomorrow he will said no. You know, that man, I will not take him serious. You understand? Because he's part of the Northern Kaaba. So that is for him. I don't have much to say about these people. Let me just wait for let's pass it to there are some new people in the platform. Let them speak. Thank you, Miss Ima.
Thank you, Brother Nice. All right, we'll quickly move on to Mr. Collins. Hi, Mr. Collins. How are you doing? Welcome to the broadcast.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How you doing? Welcome to the broadcast. Please give your submission.
I'm fine, and thank you for having me. And good morning to the listeners and also my fellow panelists here. For me, I don't have much to say. I just want to pick one or two points on what everybody is talking about. Like what Mr. Kennedy said, I think I agree with him on most of the things he said, and also I disagree with some other things he said. When it comes to, for me, I don't believe in anything we do in Nigeria. We keep calling about, we should pray to God or keep praying to God. God have given us everything we need. It's just for us to make use of it. And sometimes people, I don't sustain in terms of somebody being violent or beating your wife or anything, no matter the situation. Sometimes you have to avoid. So if I were the man, if anything, that you can leave the environment, maybe come back, all these things wouldn't be happening. So there's a way to avoid the problem. If you really want to avoid it, you can avoid it. Whether you have million or you don't have million, anybody that have this anger in him, no matter if that person have million or the person have nothing, the person will still react. It's just we have to know how to control our emotions. So once we can be able to deal with that, trust me, there's nothing we cannot overcome. So in terms of what Aerofy is talking about, Aerofy is talking about Omoteko and other vigilante. But he forget to mention the Isba that be working in the north. Sometimes all these they are hypocrites, they keep practicing. So Hisba is in the north, working in the north. Are those no one? Are they not vigilante? So if those one can be carrying gun, other people also have the right to be carrying gun. I don't know why Autumn is seeking for any approval. Because if those people can be going on with the gun, other people need to also go with gun. You can't be telling me that somebody in the north is calling he or herself his band is using gun and they moving whatever they are doing. Then somebody in the south can't do the same thing. It's just that most times I always embarrassed when some governors, trying to be saying so. You have the right to do whatever you want to do. So far as you are doing it something that will benefit your state and your citizen. So you don't owe anybody apology. So for me, he is saying that Orufa is saying something that will benefit him, because he knows that once Autumn is using this, he's going to use it to fish out all those illegal people that have been working in Benue. So they know it very well. So he's trying to play politics. So for me, Autumn shouldn't listen to whatever crap is coming out from his mouth. So anybody, even that's why I'm very angry, the one that happened in the east. So you have to use any means you know that is going to secure your citizens. So fast you are not going around shooting people. You are doing it in a rightful way. And doing it in the rightful way, these are people that was already, when it comes to vigilante, you have every right to establish that vigilante. So far as it's in a proper check, so you have every right to do that. But telling somebody that because we'll be waiting army, should we need the army in everything? I don't need army in everything. There's something that individuals are meant to take care of themselves. Citizens are meant to take care of themselves. Army don't have any right to come to my village because he don't know anywhere in my village. But the vigilante knows every part of the village. So he knows where to fish out those people. Army people cannot do that. So it's the vigilante people. So if they require gun, they should be handed gun. So if somebody in the north can be using gun, somebody in the Benue will also allowed to do the same thing. So they should stop using all those kind of bias, when it comes to something that benefit them, you not see them shout, but when it doesn't benefit them, you not see them speaking in different tones. So that is for me on that one. Another thing again, what is happening in Bayelsa, like you said, is tragedy, not only in Bayelsa. Tomorrow wake up again, look at the one that's happened in Anambra, the one that happened in River. So it's just a tragedy when you look at people, what is happening in Nigeria. It really makes me cry because these people have lost a lot of things. They have lost their life. So people are going to start life afresh. Everything that you work for just went like that. And at the end of the day, trust me, government will not come to their rescue. Government will not come to their rescue. People will not stay. If a lot of people are going to lose a lot of things, even some people will even be accept to die instead of them to start life newly. So I just pray that at the end of the day, something government will do something for their life, at least get them back to their so that they can get back to their normal life again. But I know it's not going to be possible, because a lot of things have happened before, and I saw what government did. No, they didn't even come to their rescue. So about Nnamdi Carlo, I think government, the court have done what they're supposed to do from the beginning. I'm surprised that this case can be able to last at this moment. if it's a country that's working properly. I think that day that Nnamdi Kanu was brought in Nigeria, they're supposed to, he hasn't squashed anything that concerns this case, because you can't go to another country and brought somebody back without the proper direction and proper document. You just went there and bring somebody. So that's somebody from nowhere without any proper process. So I think for Nigeria to save themselves, save the shame, because for me it's a shame for a country like Nigeria to be practicing something like that. So it's a disgrace for a country like Nigeria to be seeing themselves involving in such things. So for me, if for them to save their shame, I would encourage them not to go to appeal for anything, because you just have to save yourself. But for you to go and appeal for it, you're just bringing yourself. It's a shame. So for me, they don't have any right to appeal. For me, it's better for them to save their shame and just swallow everything and move on. So if they went ahead to go and appeal for it, I think they're asking for something else. Maybe this is no longer a court thing, it now become personal. So I'm happy that at the end of the day, Nnamdi Kanu have been released. I think that alone will go a long way when it comes to the Southeast. At least there will be a peace, People won't be using this hyperbole thing, name, committing crime, So everything will want peace. Peace will return in Southeast like it used to be before. So for me, if the government know themselves, they should just swallow their pride and move on. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Collins, and thank you for coming into the studio. And now we have a new feature on our YouTube. This is the Super Thanks. Super Thanks are for those watching the replay of our broadcast. Yes, for those watching the replay of our broadcast, you have a chance to support us by clicking on the Super Thanks. You get to support us. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's get very familiar with this option, and also let's engage it. Thank you. Supporting us goes a long way. Nothing is too small and nothing is too big. So there goes an appeal to each and every one of you to please try out these features. It is as safe as using the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. This is also very safe and secure. So please endeavor to use it also. Yes, please. You just click on that. The illustration demonstration is right there on the screen. Just click on that, and the process is also very easy. Yes, it's also very easy. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's get familiar with this. Let's also engage it as much as possible. Thank you and welcome. Thank you and welcome to the newspaper review. If you are just joining in, do also like this broadcast, share, and invite someone on to the broadcast. Thank you very much. Mr. Nsibidi, how are you doing? Oh, yes. Mr. Nsibidi, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, my sister Ima.
Okay, just a minute. I'll come back to you, please. There's
No problem.
somebody on here already that is back. All right, Mr. Chooks. Hi, Mr. Chooks. Okay, you have the floor, Mr. Chooks.
Hi, Emma. Yeah, thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. I wanna start with the court judgment of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu yesterday. It's a welcome development, and I'm advising the federal government, to release him if they actually want peace to reign in Nigeria, if they actually want everybody to participate in the election, as Buhari has promised us that he will do everything to make sure that the election is free, fair, and credible. One of the credibility is doing obeying the law. Okay, so if he wants the election to be held, I had I've forgotten who was speaking about where the trouble point are. He made mention of northeast and southeast. Okay, so you cannot be mentioning that, and you see a big opportunity to make things right, so that peace will return to that place, and you're going in the name of appealing, because everybody knows what is happening, and this government itself has the history of disobeying court orders. We remember the likes of Dasuki. We remember the likes of Zazaki, and I enjoined them not to go the same way this time, so that this election will be will go smoothly. A government who doesn't care about anybody. We talk about Governor Otom giving them 1 month, and they Rufai saying another thing. You see, this is why people are agitating. This is why people cannot continue to stand and look and get killed. You allow people in Castina to use heavy weapons like AK-47, but any other section of the country or any other state of the country cannot use that. This is the kind of attitude that breeds all these things. We cannot shy away from it. The problem with we Nigerians is most of us shy away from the truth. Because if everybody can come out and say, look, this is not acceptable. I don't care where you come from. Nobody should have a superior firepower. This. Look, why is Russia worried? Russia is worried against Ukraine because he knows that a superior fighting power is around. So I cannot live in peace with my neighbor when my neighbor is busy getting heavy guns, and you ask me not to do otherwise. I think Autumn giving him I don't know, 1 month to do the needful. It's uncalled for. He should go ahead and do what is necessary. I don't care. You know, we cannot continue to pretend, and our people are dying. Our people are dying. They're no less human being to others. I don't want to subscribe to that. Oh, we should make peace. Oh, we'll make peace. Peace can only come between both ways. You cannot make peace by yourself. It is impossible. If these people, El-Rufai that is saying, El-Rufai was the one who told us that he went to take Nigerian money to go and pay terrorists. We have never forgotten that. And he come to tell us today that the army is fighting. Is army doing the needful in Benue and Autumn is calling? This is, I mean, we cannot continue to live in denial by saying, oh, we shall not make, we are trying to foment trouble from other side. If Autumn is going to go buy gun, let him buy gun. America today, why people are not killing people anyhow is because I have gun, I have gun. That's why they go on places like schools and all these places where they know there's no gun. But going to somebody's house, he knows that you have a gun. You might have a gun, so he cannot come to you. I support Autumn wholeheartedly. Go and get them a gun. There's no need for us to pretend things are going wrong. Look at what is happening in our country. Katsina is using such weapon. What is the difference between Katsina and Benue? Are they not attacking in Benue? They are attacking in Benue. So the same way they are attacking in Katsina. So we should stop listening to people like El-Rufai. We should stop listening to people like that. It is uncalled for him to come on a national dailies or TV to tell us how the army is doing well. How is army doing well in Benue State, and he is calling for that? It is because they cannot do those things that make people step in to do those things, including the so-called IPOB or ESN. This is the reason. We need to say the truth. The problem with we Nigerians is when it's happening to somebody, we pretend it's not happening. We pretend it's not happening until it gets to us. And I keep giving those references right here. When it's happening in Benue State, we all of us think, oh, it doesn't concern us, it's Benue's problem. But by the time it arrives in Anambra, I will remember, no, this is a problem. And I'm fighting it that time. Probably Benue would have sorted themselves out. Benue said, it's Anambra problem, solve your problem. This is the problem, because if we unite, these people we call federal government, cannot do anything against us, because we elected them. In fact, it's not election. We hired them to work for us. So they should tell the path we, the Nigerian people, ask them to go. Thank you, Emma.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Chooks. Let's take this comment from Bosse Adebayo. Bosse Adebayo, thank you for being on this broadcast. Bosse says they probably want to use Kanu to negotiate and stabilize the East. They are also afraid that IPOB will not allow elections in Igbo land come 2023. So let's hope that with this, there's going to be on this uninterrupted elections at these areas that are already been they've had the red sign, yes, already on those areas. I think we took that story yesterday. Northeast and south east or west might just not be having elections, but let's see, and let's be hopeful that there'll be a turnaround from all of that threat. Okay, let's also move on to Mr. Nsibidi. Mr. Nsibidi, we are ready for you now.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And thank you to all the panelists and everyone listening to the broadcast. Well, where do I start from now? I think I can start from you see, the flood. The flood, it's quite unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that, according to the records, they are saying about 76 people have lost their life. I don't know if sometimes, we just sit down and try to understand what is the meaning of 76 people losing their life. And I think in the north, I think is it Adamawa or somewhere, about 300 people. So it's just quite, this is a unfortunately, the governors of those states or the states cannot do much because they are saying Cameroon opened um, their dam. So if what is stopping the federal government from maybe opening another dam just right there in Adamawa where this thing is coming through, or even creating an artificial river, no matter how big it's going to be, to absorb this water? There are artificial rivers all around the world. So it's just unfortunate that it's only the federal government that can do anything because it's flowing from the highlands of Cameroon. So it's flowing down. You understand? So there's no other places, any other place is going to pass. It's just going to flow downwards because it's coming from the hill, from the highlands. So it's just quite unfortunate, and it's so sad. But I also commend someone like Soludo, because we are seeing those things happening in those communities, which is tragic and so sad. But it would have also affected the main towns, like even Onitsha and some places, if all those waterways were not, freed. So that's also another importance of being proactive as a leader. Then for this DBV issue, domestic stuff, you see, the thing is that we cannot make so much excuses for people that, the country is hard and all that. The country is hard, but at the end of the day, what are you, as a man, fighting to, to look after? What are you fighting to protect? Is it not your family? So does it make any sense that you're trying to protect your family and at the same time you are now taking your anger on them? So it doesn't make any sense. There's always issues in marriage, in families. Everybody knows that. But it's better to, that's why sometimes I hardly judge or even give my opinion on people that are separated, because you don't know what somebody tried to avoid by just moving out or by separating the home. Because you leave, separate the thing, people will still be alive. There's a chance that you can come back in the future, than to just be there and doing all these things. Because even in psychology, there are different types of aggression. I think there's the one they call the frustrative, then the defensive, then the proactive, or it's called the offensive. Proactive and offensive. So what that means is that in this situation, if you call it a frustrative aggression, nobody can really tell unless they go and do some kind of evaluation on that man. Sometimes it can also be polygenetic. It can be something that is inside the man's genes. Maybe it's as a result of how he was raised, maybe from his family, maybe what he has seen around his environment, because there are biological and environmental factors that can lead people to that place. And it takes someone to be like conscious, to be really intentional that that thing is not going to affect them, for it not to affect them. Because to be honest, it does not affect everyone. So, and if it's offensive or proactive aggression, why would somebody want to settle down for someone that has the tendency of always doing that? If you really like that person, then you people should try and address it. Go and see professionals. But unfortunately, most of our people, they think everything is by maybe going to see one spiritualist or something like that. Some things you need to really deal with it. Even if you're seeing a spiritualist, understand what you're dealing with first. So it's just quite unfortunate, and people should learn to walk away when they cannot handle issues, and instead of trying to coexist with something that they are not also dealing with. Then for Rufai, we know them. These are the part of the northern. The north is not a bad place. There are people that we are the same people, but unfortunately they've had some very how do I call them now? Some very mischievous leaders, that don't even have the best interest of their people at heart. So I feel like Erufai is just among those people. If not, what will give him that effrontery? The way he comes out and speaks on behalf of the president sometimes, and this is just a governor of Kaduna, not even the capital, not even the minister of FCT, or maybe not even the spokesman for the presidency. That's to show you that he's seriously part of that cabal that we're talking about. That makes him feel like he can speak. He was also speaking during the time of when those issues in the Southeast was rising. He was always giving his opinion, even threatening, saying what do we do and all that. And this is just a governor of a state very far away from those regions he's talking about. So it's just quite unfortunate. But I thank God for someone like Autumn with what he's doing. He should continue, and the giving of 1 month, he should give one. Even if he's giving 1 month, he should give one month opening his eyes, not 1 month and you go and relax, because anything can happen in that within that window. So it's a
All right.
welcome development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nsibidi. I think Governor Autumn is infuriated by sometime last month, news broke out that the presidency gave license, approved arms bearing for Katsina's state vigilante group, but turned down the request of both uh, Autumn and Akeredolu, and this has infuriated these governors, and they've been clamoring for this security outfits, even being put in place and giving them arms and all of that, but they would take it to Katsina. The presidency came out to debunk that and said they didn't approve license arms bearing for Katsina state security outfit. And now we were expecting that, that the governor of Katsina State will be sanctioned, queried, and asked where these people got their license for, but nothing has been done. And I'm sure that's why Autumn is saying, with or without the presidency's approval, it will go ahead, to buy the AK-47 rifles for the security outfits in Benue State. Now, well, let's see how that plays out. But everybody is clamoring it should go ahead. It doesn't need. When the sanctioning comes, are we going to be back? Will you people be behind him to take the sanctioning with him? No, I don't think so. So I think he should go about this the right way, because he's going to be in it all by himself. When he gets, he's going to be in it all by himself. But then again, if Castina already have one and nothing has been done about it, oh dear, I think it's about time that we have a president who is going to be the president of Nigeria, and not just, not giving preference to a particular group over another group. The insecurity is eating everybody up. So allow people come up and do what they want to. These are the governors clamoring for it, not one local government or one community saying that we want this. So if the governor of the state are coming out to say they want this, then I am very sure that they will see to it that it doesn't go out of control. They should trust them enough to be able to take care of these people. A big thank you to Kingsley. Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley, for this donation of yours, and also a big thank you to Alexander Gomez. Thank you very much. Thank you to each and every one of you all out there listening. Thank you. Please do well to like this broadcast. Thank you very much. Do well to please like this broadcast, share, and invite someone on to the broadcast. Thank you very much. Let's take this comment from Bosse Adebayo. Bosse Adebayo says the Warri Pantani Port Harcourt is equally flooded and makes the road a death trap. So bad that the zone that lays the golden eggs is flooded, apart from the ecological environmental degradation. Okay. This report is coming from Warri Pantani Port Harcourt. All right, see this flood. People should not sit down, and there should be, oh dear. The government are not taking this. They are undermining the flood. This is things. Over 500 people have lost their life, and I bet you that data is not even correct. Much more than that number. 1.4 million have lost properties. They've been displaced. No, they don't have homes. Nothing as it is, and the flood is still traveling, still ravaging some people. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. I'm still ravaging homes, and I mean it's bad enough as it is right now. And oh dear. All right, Mr. Bakavelli, please, you have a minute.
Okay, I just want to quickly thank Mrs. Bosse Adebayo, and I want to use this opportunity to ask her if she can always join us on the panel. This call for all Nigerians to come out and bring out what they know, because we need to be speaking to ourselves. But I beg you, Mrs. Bosse Adebayo, you can always join us here and discuss this issue. Whatever I've been reading, whatever she's saying, and it looks absolutely very nice, and it's something that we all need to be speaking up. We all living outside the country. We need to make sure that we tell them to gear them towards a better leadership, because what we are seeing now is just totally nothing to write home about. So I still urge her to please come on the panel, to always join us. Today we have a debate. Let her come in to the panel and talk to us. We all need to rub minds together as Nigerians. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. All right, Madam Bosse Adebayo, yes, the link is always posted up there. You just take a swipe up there, you see the link. If you want to join, and this is for every other person. If you'd like to come on to the panelists, to the studio and give your submission for the good people of Nigeria to learn something from, please click on the link and you'll be right there. Thank you very much. And do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Mr. Chima Obi, how are you doing today? Thank you for being on the broadcast. Please give your submission.
Can you hear him?
All right, Mr. Chimaobi, I'm so sorry I had to put you on mute. The network is, I don't know, it's not favorable. If you can log out, exit the studio and come back in, I'll give you a spot. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on to the next person, and that's Mr. Chris George. Hi, Mr. Chris George. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good morning. Good morning, my fellow panel. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Please take it away.
Okay, thank you, everyone, for your contribution. You contribute for perfect and wonderful. Let me start from Erufai. Said that Amoteku and Benue State doesn't need any weapon. Well, you see, sometimes I wonder, are we one nation or are we different people? Because we say one Nigerian, but automatically, when you look at the system, you know that we are not one. We're just like a group of multitude people with a different kind of character. Because if we are truly one, why Katsina State has a suspected weapon? Erufai have the same equal power as Autumn have. Why are we denying, a government are denying Autumn weapon and Amateku? The Erufai remember that they have regional security in the north. So if military are doing perfect, military is doing perfect in Benue, military is doing perfect in Katsina. So sometimes sometimes I look at this our governors saying something. I say this is sense of African leaders. I don't understand because Benue State supposed to acquire most of the suspected weapon more than the Katsina because we have seen activities of Fulani herdsmen in Benue, which our president is ignorant of that. We are seeing activities of Fulani herdsmen in various parts of Nigeria, including my hometown. So I support Benue 100%. I support the governor because he can't kill my people and ask me to keep quiet. So Autumn is fighting back for his people because when the Benue State become a ghost land, no one will go there to live because you can't kill everyone over there. So that doesn't make sense. The governor should forward the 1 month to give federal government is too much. 3 weeks is a good time or 2 weeks because by before the 1 month maybe farming harassment can cause more catastrophic acts. So I support Benue State Governor. And two, issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, well, congratulations to IPOB team, Rega team, and also Nigerians should understand that it's very bad for them to arrest someone else in another nation without any diplomatic means, without any evidence. So, and why am I advising Nigeria to let young man go free and fair? And I'm advising Nigerian government again, let them conduct election successfully. So that's what my take in that part. I rest my case now. Let the panel continues.
All right, thank you very much for that. Engineer Ken, welcome to the broadcast. Let's have your submission, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Engineer Ken. Good morning to you too.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Well, I just want to talk about Autumn. I don't see why Autumn is mining this Fulani government. His people has been slaughtered. Over 1 million people has died in Benue. To me, what I believe is this. If every Fulani man is entitled to AK-47 and they call them to be a Nigerian, I think every Nigerian, either in the north, in the south, in the west, in the east, he is entitled to AK-47. Me, as a person, anything that makes me to live in that country, I will have a rocket grenade launcher.
Let's mind the language, please.
Excuse me, Mr. Israel. You spoke about AK-47. This is the fact. This bloody government, the reason why they are doing what they are doing is because some of us, the people, we give them so high instincts that makes them to think that they are God on earth. Look at what Benue State is passing through. Millions of people have been slaughtered day and night in Benue State. Day and night. Those people are someone's children. They are someone's father. They are someone's cousins. They are someone's uncles and auntie. They are someone's nephews and nieces. Some of them, the whole village is wiped out. Because of one ethnic group called Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen. And look at what the presidency is saying. They are protecting their interests. So to me, my dear, I believe it's about time that every Nigerian should be carrying AK-47. If they should arrest you, let them arrest a Fulani man. If they want to question you, let them question Fulani man. If we all should unite, just the way we are uniting for this OB movement, there will be a rethink from these politicians, killers. There will be a rethink from them. And the second one is this for the water. That is not an erosion. That is overflow of River Niger. It's the overflow of River Niger and River Ethiopia. And then it happens about a couple of years ago. It's overflow of them. So but the government are so evil that they don't want to secure that riverine area. So the water is full. They either dredge that water to expand it, the river to expand it, or they should make a blockade, just like what they did in the Eco-Atlantic. Those war, they should make the same war on it, because that water is not going down soon. Because that is an ocean right there. The water is expanding. That river is expanding. That river leads to Atlantic Ocean. So it's expanding every day by day. So the other thing that can bring a solution to it is for them to dredge it. So then to dredge it and expand it so they can contain more water, and they should build a wall around it. So that at least that water cannot be anytime it has a flow, then the people's property and lives will not be taken. And those lives that are saying, it can be more than that. In that country, they don't have records of lives. So the only lives that they will count, maybe the life of the elite, that lives there, and the life of the middle class. So the life of a common man and a poor man is not counted. So my prayers goes to them. I pray that God should keep them and God should help them to fight this water. That's my submission for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Ken. It's good to have you on the broadcast today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying a big thank you to Naomi Bella. Thank you so very much for your donation, my dear sister. God bless you, and God bless each and every one of you that has taken out time to donate to the platform today. Thank you so very much. Mr. Chimaobi, if you're ready for us, now will be a good time.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
All right, Mr. Chimaobi, today doesn't look like a fine day for you to, your internet is not agreeing with you today. I'm so sorry. I hope you get that fixed and, try back again. I'm giving a big shout out to Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, dearest Mama, for your time with us every day. Thank you. We see you, we appreciate you, and of course you know that we treasure you over here. Bose Adebayo, thank you. Kisley Ojeraki, thank you very much for your submissions on here today. Bella Naomi, thank you for your comments and for your donation. Thank you very much, sis. We have also James Morgan, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. To Niger, greetings right back at you. Alexander Gomez, thank you for your comments and your donation. Thank you so very much, sir. Yes, sir, I guess. Brandon Anosike, thank you. Sam Sky, thank you very much for being on here. Innocent, how are you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. Femi Bash, thank you for being on this broadcast today. Thank you to the progressives. NG, thank you so very much. Monday, Igbinedion, thank you very much for being on this broadcast, for your comments. Also, I see them. Thank you to Mr. Kennedy on here. Thank you also to Jack Chooks Obiboise. Thank you to Efeseki, one of Madrid. Thank you to each and every one of you, and to my amazing panelists. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to those watching. Hi, how you doing? Yes, you are seen also, and you are valued over here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you took out time to like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. And to my Niger Watch family, I hope you have taken out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel and you have turned on your notification bell. If you're joining us for the first time, or this could also act as a reminder, we have newspaper review Monday through to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. We have the chat Mondays and Wednesdays. 1 p.m. Nigerian time. We have discussions Monday through to Thursday, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And of course, we have the debate 6 p.m. every Friday. We have the shows with lefties Sundays. You see why you should turn on your notification bell. You don't want to miss out on this. Talking about the chat on Monday. And next week, we'll be having really sensational, sensitive Abasimi. We'll be having some very sensitive conversations. We'll be talking about mental health. Yes, we need to know about this. We'll be having two people who specializes in this area to come educate us, on this topic. So please make out time. I will keep reminding you, but please begin to make out time. Keep this on your calendar, turn on your reminder. Please take out time to join us on Monday and Wednesday. We'll be talking extensively about this, and it looks like partners killing each other as it is still on the rise. So yes, we'll be talking about this also. Nigerians, is it fasting and prayer that really makes a man change his ways, or a woman change her ways? Or should we have that? Should we come to that place where we are, that you should walk out and go and pray for your partner from somewhere so that they don't kill you? Or if you see the frustration is too much, come, let's talk about these things next week. Yes, please come on, let's talk about these things. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we have premium content, so please turn your notification bell, so for every time that we come on live, you would be notified. Now to my amazing panelists, Mr. Tunaja, I'm trying not to look at this your comment, but there's something about me and compliment. Please bring it on. Thank you very much. To my amazing panelists, I say thank you. We've come to the close of today's broadcast, so you know how we do it over here. Mr. Machiavelli, kindly give your final submission on the broadcast. All right, Mr. Machiavelli, I'll be moving on to Mr. Chooks.
I'm here. I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much. Let me just quickly give my submission. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's newspaper review. Like I said, we should all try to use this opportunity to speak to ourselves. We know that the reason why we are here is the injustice in our land. Let us all come together to have a discussion on the way forward, on how to change a system to give us a proper direction of how our future will be. Because all of you all live in diaspora. I bet you can see how the roadmap is wherever you are. So if you understand that it will be better for Nigeria, I think it's the right time for us to join hands together to see how we can have a democratic dialogue in gearing towards our own future. That is all I want to say. Thank you once again, and may God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Machiavelli. Thank you for coming on the broadcast, and I wish you an amazing day. Thank you very much. And to Alexander Gomez, yes, I am. Thank you very much for your donation again. I like the way you comment, Alexander Gomez. Please keep commenting. Thank you. All right, Mr. Kennedy, your submission, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Very quickly, the flooding that is going on almost all over the country, from I think Nasarawa down to Bayelsa. There's flooding going on. I think the country is not proactive. They are always reactive. I think in about 2012, 2014, there was this kind of flooding too, and the country was saying this has been the worst flooding ever. And now in the 2022, the worst flooding ever. Maybe in 2032, we're going to say another worst flooding. What are we going to do? The country is not doing embankment. They have to raise the banks of the river so that the water will not go above the banks and overflow and go to the streets and the cities and destroy our crops and our families and our houses and all that. No proactive reaction. No, nothing is being put in place. We only shout, and at the end, nothing will happen. If I may suggest, I don't know, my voice might not be heard. If I may suggest, why is it that the government is not inculcating swimming in our curriculum? In Japan here, I think every school, primary and secondary school, they have the swimming pool. They teach everybody how to swim. In this kind of situation, at least some people should be able to swim to freedom if there's flooding. But in Nigeria, when people don't even know how to swim, when the flood comes, you just see people dying as if they are just chickens. I think that would be a long way to helping too. The government can institute swimming pools in all the primary and secondary schools to teach children how to swim. So secondly, that of Nnamdi Kanu, I think I'm thinking the other way. I don't know if the government want to release Nnamdi Kanu to cause more mayhem. I don't know. You know, Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of followers. They know he was extrajudiciously renditioned. The way he was renditioned was against the law. The ECOWAS has made a judgment against the Nigerian government. The Nigerian government refused to listen. And now, why are they trying to listen? Is it because of this Peter Obi's movement? They know that Nnamdi Kanu has a large followership. When he's being released, if it goes to the east, the followership might want to distort the election. Is it that they want the election to be distorted in the southeast? What is going on? Anyway, let us hope for the best. I think the government is wrong for incarcerating him. He should be released. But are you sure the government is not trying to release him to disrupt the election in the southeast? So anyway, that question is left for whoever has the answer. Thank you very much. That is what I have for now.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Kennedy, and apologies for that, having a little glitch over here, but we can move from now. Mr. NCBD, do we still have you here?
Yes, yes. All right,
All right,
thank
then.
you so yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I'm also looking forward to the topic, the broadcast, is it on Monday? It's very important, and I really appreciate your platform and you for putting that together. Then, I think I will just close by saying this issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I never spoke on it the other time, but I believe that, to be honest, I don't feel like some of the fears that we have. I don't think it's the way it is. I believe that there's because Nnamdi Kanu said several times um, from detention. He was talking about the violence and the insecurity, especially in the southeast, should stop. So I don't think that the way he's thinking is how we perceive it. So definitely he has interacted with a lot of people. He has lawyers that he has spoken to, lawyers that are always getting back, giving him feedback to what is happening. I'm sure in detention he has access to TV, I guess, because I feel like that's detention, not the main prison. So he knows what is going on in the world. And the man, if we are being honest, all through the years we've seen that he's someone that is cerebral. He reasons, he thinks, several times. I remember even those days when they said some people went and attacked a trader from the north that was bringing, I think tomato, is it onions, with like a trailer or something, and some boys, when they were really angry with that invasion of these terrorist headsmen, and they attacked that that trailer. He said it live. I actually listened to that speech he made, that they are going to pay back. They actually paid back the man that owned that goods. So that's how reasonable he can be. So I don't think that all those fears are necessary. I think he knows that the most important thing right now is the security of the people. So that's just all I have to say. I just hope that they are going to abide by the ruling of the court. Because we know the kind of country that we are from. So let's just hope. All right.
All right, Mr. NCBD, thank you very much for your submission on here. And you know that you'll be hearing from me very soon. And to each and every one of you looking out for the broadcast on Monday, it's good to know that people, if there's an interest. Thank you very much Okay, thank you also to Alexander Gomez. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your donations. Thank you, Alexander Gomez. God bless you. God bless each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. Thank you, Mr. Chris George. Just before you go, there's a write-up on there. Should you not have access, let me read it out. Niger Watch will be discussing the Nnamdi Kanu release and why it was released and the mission of his release by the Nigerian government tonight, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Please join in. Yes, please join in. Should you want me to take that again? Let's go. Niger Watch will be discussing the Nnamdi Kanu release and why it was released and the mission of his release by Nigerian government tonight on 6 p.m. Nigerian time. You know that this is one broadcast you do not want to miss. So come ready, come ready to learn. All right, we'll move on to Mr. Chris George. Mr. Chris George, please, your final submission. Okay, we'll move on to some other person, Engineer Ken. Okay, Mr. Mark.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, let's have your final submission.
Yeah, my final submission is this. I want to. I support so much to to Benue State people. Either the vigilante or the residents and the citizens of Benue State. You people should not be afraid. You have to take the bull by the horn. Secure yourself, protect yourself at all time. Protect yourself at all time. Enough is enough. You have to protect yourself and your entire family because the country has no government. They don't care about you. They only care about the Fulanis and the Boko Haram. So protect yourself. I want to beg every governors that their state is being affected by this water. By this water, they have to do the needful. They have to be proactive, and they have to work together to save their people. And they have to bring out more speedboats to check a lot of houses. Sometimes some people are very, very stubborn. They don't want to and take them to safety. And I pray that may the Almighty God help them and give them wisdom to live. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Engineer K. Thank you for being on this broadcast. Also, Mr. Chris George, are you available now, or we move? Okay, Mr. Machiavelli, you have something to say?
Oh, well, for me, I just still think that, like I reiterated before, we are here to make sure we sensitize the general public, especially Nigerians. We all are being aggrieved by what is going on in our system. I will still continue to say, let us have a peaceful dialogue, a democratic one, because we are all gathered here, right, from one different culture, from different parents, but we are bound under the umbrella of what? Nigeria. Let us see how we can do it to bring a good, a peaceful transition into that country. We want a government that works for us. We want a government that works for you, that works for them, that works for him or her. We don't want a government that will be selfish. That is why we urge everybody, please, just as we are reviewing the newspaper, we also tell our brothers and sisters back home or where in diaspora, please talk to your brothers and sisters, mommies and daddies back home to go and collect their PVC. We want to make sure that all of them exercise their franchise. When you're voting, vote wisely. And for us who believe that the country will move forward, vote obedient. Mama, Papa, Pikin. That is what a family entails. And we want to make sure that all Nigerians are working towards that goal to achieve a better society. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all once again.
All right, Mr. Machiavelli, thank you so very much for that piece. Thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down on this broadcast with us. Thank you so very much. please, I hope you come ready by 6 p.m. today. We'll be discussing on the federal government's motive. I'm telling you that, I mean, the things that Buhari said, it looks like he's keeping to it. Everything is just aligning. What could be the problem? Are they trying to distract Nigerians or disguise for Nigerians? The things, I mean, if the court is going to give a verdict that the extradition process was not lawful, it took them how many months to realize this? So what is happening? Come on by 6 p.m. and get clarity when you come onto the broadcast. Do well to turn on your notification bell so you miss nothing from everything that will be shared on here today. Thank you to each and every one of you. Do not forget the super thanks feature that is for you watching the replay right now. Please take out time to support us by clicking on the super chat just beneath the video. Thank you very much. Do also like our every broadcast, and do not forget today is Friday. Make sure you take out time to unwind and of course have fun. Until I come your way again tomorrow, my name is still Ima, and I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, please stay safe. Extend an act of kindness to someone, plant a smile on someone's face, and of course, let's pray for our country. Let's continue sensitizing people on the need to vote right. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Talk to people, talk to everyone. Let's be very passionate about our country, and let us be the change that we desire in Nigeria. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bye for now.